No one expected it to happen that day, not the crew, not the fans, not even the people who had followed Yaman from city to city across Europe. But on that afternoon in Spain during the filming of a major commercial shoot, something happened, something so unexpected, so human, that it changed the way people saw him forever. And yet, out of hundreds of people present on set, only one person saw what really happened. For days the internet exploded with rumors. Yaman's strange reaction to a fan. Did he cross the line? Why was that video deleted minutes after it went online? But what most people didn't know was that this story wasn't about arrogance, ego, or celebrity behavior. It was about something much deeper, about a man who, for the first time in years, let his emotions take control. It started like every other day on set. The Spanish crew had closed off a small street in Madrid. Dozens of fans were waiting behind barriers, holding signs, cameras, and gifts. Ken arrived in his usual style. Confident, calm, wearing a perfectly tailored jacket and his signature smile. The crowd screamed his name. "Ken, over here. We love you, Ken. Please, just one photo." He waved, smiled, and began walking toward the set. Everything seemed normal, until a small commotion broke out on the left side of the crowd. A woman in her mid-20s had fainted. She had been waiting there for hours under the hot sun, holding a handmade sign that read, "You saved my life." Security rushed to help her, but before anyone else could react, Ken suddenly stopped mid-walk. Cameras were flashing, assistants calling his name, but he ignored them all. He jumped the barrier. The entire crowd gasped. The security team shouted in confusion. No one, not even the production manager, expected what happened next. He knelt beside the fan, gently took her hand, and said something in Spanish, words so soft they were barely audible over the noise. For a moment, the chaotic film set fell silent. The girl opened her eyes, clearly shocked to see him right there beside her. Tears filled her eyes as he smiled and said in broken Spanish, "It's okay. You're safe. I'm here." Someone in the crowd managed to capture part of the moment on camera before security pushed everyone back. That short, shaky clip would later circulate online, but it didn't show what came next, because the real story began after the camera stopped rolling. While everyone thought he returned to the set, Ken quietly disappeared for 15 minutes. When he came back, he was carrying something, a small bottle of water and a folded note. He found the girl again, who was now sitting on the ground surrounded by paramedics. He handed her the note, whispered something to her, and walked away without saying another word. And no one else saw what was written on that note, not the journalists, not the fans, not even the staff, only that girl. The only person who truly knew what Yaman did that day. Hours later, when she posted a short message on social media, it broke the internet. "He remembered me. He remembered everything." But what did that mean? What could he possibly have remembered? That one sentence would spark one of the biggest mysteries in Yaman's entire career, a mystery that even today still has no clear answer. The post spread like wildfire. Within minutes, every fan page, entertainment blog, and gossip channel across Europe was talking about one thing, the mysterious Spanish girl who said, "He remembered me." At first, people thought it was just an emotional fan moment, something sweet that went viral, but then strange things started happening. The original post disappeared. So did her profile, and every fan video uploaded from that day began vanishing, one by one. It was as if someone wanted the entire event to be erased. But by then, the screenshots were already out. The girl's name was Elena Morales, a 24-year-old from Valencia. She wasn't just a random fan, she had met Ken before. 3 years earlier, during his promotional tour for Urgency Cus, he had visited a children's hospital in Madrid. Elena had been one of the volunteers there, organizing letters from young patients who adored him. She wasn't famous. She didn't post selfies with celebrities, but when she met Ken that day, she had told him something personal. Something that stayed with him. A nurse from the hospital later told a reporter. She told him he inspired her to get through her darkest days. He listened, he hugged her. He promised to remember her. 3 years later, he did. The note he handed her on the Spain set reportedly said just one line, "You kept your promise, now it's my turn." No one knows exactly what that meant, but fans believe it was connected to what Elena had written on her sign, "You saved my life." And that's when the story took a darker turn. A Spanish tabloid received an anonymous message claiming that after the incident, Ken was called into a private meeting with the production team. They told him the event had gotten out of control and that the footage needed to be contained. In other words, they wanted it deleted. Why? Because the video didn't just show a star being kind to a fan, it showed something too real, too emotional, something that didn't fit the polished image they wanted to sell. For the industry, emotion is dangerous. It's unpredictable. It doesn't follow a script, but can never followed scripts when it came to real people. A few members of his Spanish team later confirmed that he was furious when he found out the footage was being taken down. He reportedly said, "Don't delete something beautiful just because it's real." But it was too late. Within 24 hours, the entire incident was scrubbed from the internet, videos, articles, even fan tweets, all gone. The only evidence that it ever happened was Elena's short message, already screenshotted by fans: "He remembered me." And that was enough, because what the media couldn't control was the emotion behind it. People started sharing stories of their own. How Ken had responded to their letters, visited hospitals, helped charities in secret. He wasn't just an actor anymore, he was becoming a symbol of something more powerful, something that couldn't be silenced. And while the world talked about deleted clips and missing posts, few people noticed what happened a week later, something even more mysterious. During an event in Rome, Yaman arrived wearing a bracelet, simple, handmade, with a small charm shaped like a sun. A Spanish fan account quickly recognized it. It was the same bracelet Elena had been wearing the day she fainted. No one knows how he got it. No one saw him take it, but there it was, clear as day, on his wrist, and once again, the internet exploded. By the time the bracelet photo surfaced, there was no stopping it. Spanish media, Turkish tabloids, and even Italian entertainment shows had the same headline plastered everywhere: "Ken Yaman's bracelet mystery, gift from his fainting fan?" Journalists started investigating. Who was Elena? Why was the footage deleted? And most importantly, why was Ken suddenly avoiding all interviews about Spain? His management went into crisis mode. Every PR agent in Istanbul knew one rule: don't mention Spain. But Ken Yaman wasn't one to follow rules. Just 2 weeks later, during a live talk show in Rome, a reporter tried to bring it up anyway. "Ken, everyone saw the bracelet. Was it a fan's gift?" The studio fell silent. The audience leaned forward. Ken hesitated for a second, then gave a faint smile. "Sometimes," he said slowly, "you don't need words to say thank you." That was at 0.7 words, but they were enough to make the world go insane. Fan pages translated it into every language. Clips of that moment spread across Twitter and TikTok with captions like, "He admitted it. It was her bracelet. He's speaking in code." The next day, a Turkish newspaper ran a front-page story claiming the fan, Elena, had been flown to Rome secretly after the incident, but there was no proof. No photos. No confirmation. Nothing. Then, out of nowhere, a Spanish entertainment blogger dropped a bombshell. He claimed to have received an anonymous email from someone claiming to be a member of Ken's production team. The message read, "You're all looking in the wrong direction. It wasn't just about a fan fainting. There's more. He knew her before. The truth is personal." Within hours, the internet exploded again. Theories filled every comment section. Some said she was an ex-girlfriend, others claimed she was part of a charity Ken once supported in secret, but no one could prove anything. Until a week later, when Elena herself returned out of nowhere, she reactivated her Instagram account. No caption. No hashtags, just a single photo, the same handmade bracelet, lying on a table next to a folded piece of paper. The paper said, "You kept your promise." The same words from the note he gave her in Spain. Within minutes, her account gained 300,000 followers. Comments flooded in. Is this real? Are they still in touch? Why won't she speak? But she didn't post anything else. No interviews. No stories, just silence. Then a Turkish entertainment insider revealed something that shook everyone even more. That bracelet wasn't just a fan gift. It's identical to one Demet Özdemir once wore years ago, a custom design made by a small artisan in Istanbul. The connection was undeniable, yet impossible to explain. Why would a Spanish fan have the same bracelet as Demet? Why did Ken wear it only after that incident? And why was he now refusing to talk about either of them? Theories turned into chaos. Some said the bracelet symbolized something between Ken and Demet that fans were never meant to know about. Others believed Elena was being protected, that she had accidentally stumbled upon something much bigger than anyone realized. But what happened next would make everything worse, because just as the mystery reached its peak, a new video leaked, one that the media tried desperately to stop before it spread. And this time what it showed would silence every doubt, every rumor, and every lie ever told about that day in Spain. It started late at night. No one knew who posted it or how it leaked, but by dawn millions had already seen it. A 19-second clip, blurry, unedited, clearly recorded in secret on the Spain set. The video showed exactly what everyone thought was gone forever. Yaman kneeling beside the fainted fan, Elena, holding her hand, whispering something, then slipping a folded piece of paper into her palm before walking away. The audio was faint, but one line was clear enough to hear: "You kept your promise." The same words on that note, the same words she had posted online days later, and just like that, the internet lost its mind. Every major outlet, from Turkey to Italy to Spain, ran the story non-stop. The deleted video of Yaman resurfaces. Who is the girl? Why did they try to hide this? Within hours, hashtags were trending worldwide, #Yaman video, #The Promise Note, #Spain set mystery. But the reaction wasn't what anyone expected. Some fans saw the clip and cried. They called it the most genuine, emotional moment of his entire career. Others accused the media of invading his privacy, saying, "He wasn't acting, that was real emotion, leave him alone." The studio, however, panicked. Their phones wouldn't stop ringing. Sponsors demanded answers. One executive reportedly shouted during a call, "If this spreads, we lose everything." They tried everything: copyright strikes, takedown requests, even threatening legal action against fan accounts, but it was too late. The video had already been downloaded thousands of times. It was everywhere, on Telegram, on TikTok, on Reddit threads that refused to disappear. By the next morning, journalists were camped outside Can's hotel in Madrid. When he finally appeared wearing sunglasses and a black jacket, the shouting began. "Can, was the video real? Who is the girl? Why did you hide it?" He didn't answer. He just looked at them, silent, calm, but with eyes that said everything. Then, unexpectedly, one reporter yelled a question that cut through the chaos: "Did you do it because you knew her?" For a split second, Can froze, his hand tightened around the strap of his bag. Then, without a word, he turned and walked away. The clip of that moment, him stopping, staring, and then walking off, went viral instantly. People slowed it down, analyzed it frame by frame, looking for clues. Some said his silence was the answer, others said he looked hurt, betrayed, like he had carried a secret for too long. By evening, his management released a short statement. Mr. Yaman's interaction with a fan in Spain was a moment of human kindness that has been taken out of context. He will not be making further comments. But that only made things worse. Because the fans didn't want PR statements, they wanted the truth, and just when the frenzy reached its peak, when the media couldn't decide whether to praise or destroy him, something unexpected happened. Yaman posted a single image on his Instagram story. It was dark, barely visible, but fans quickly brightened the image. And what they saw sent chills across the internet. It was that same folded piece of paper, opened this time, and written on it, in small, messy handwriting, were just two words: "Still here." No caption. No explanation, just that. Within minutes, the story became global. "Still here" was trending in over 12 countries. Fans started using it as a slogan, a message of resilience, truth, and defiance. And while the world debated whether it was about Elena, Demet, or something entirely different, Yaman stayed silent. But behind the scenes, the people who had tried to silence the story were panicking, because something much bigger was about to be revealed. The document was about to surface. A document that proved the video wasn't deleted by accident. It was ordered to be erased. By someone very close to him. 2 weeks after the leaked video took over the internet, the storm should have faded, but it didn't, because someone, no one knows who, sent an anonymous envelope to a Spanish journalist. Inside was a printed email chain between executives from the production company and a PR manager connected to Cannes International Agency. The subject line read: "Urgent, remove all footage, Madrid said incident." The message was chillingly clear: erase all video from the incident, lock backup drives. No one must see that clip. It could damage ongoing negotiations. The sender's name at the bottom, someone from within his own team. Fans were devastated. The hashtag "they silenced him" began trending overnight everywhere. From Istanbul to Rome, people started demanding answers. For the first time in his career, Yaman was not just a celebrity, he was a symbol. A man fighting against control, manipulation, and the fake perfection of show business, and just when everyone thought he'd stay silent forever, he broke it. He didn't do a press conference. He didn't release a statement. He did what he always did best. He spoke through action. At a charity event in Italy held for children's hospitals, the same kind of place where he once met Elena years ago, he walked onto the stage, the cameras flashed, everyone expected a simple thank you speech. Instead, he looked straight into the crowd and said, "They can delete videos, they can erase headlines, but they can't erase what's real." The audience erupted into applause. He paused, looked down for a moment, then added softly, "Kindness should never need permission." That one sentence, pure, simple, from the heart, made headlines across Europe. Italian TV anchors replayed it every hour. Spanish journalists called it the response no one expected. And that night, something even more symbolic happened. When he left the event, a fan handed him a small package. Inside was a bracelet, almost identical to Elena's. Ken smiled, took it, and wore it immediately. Photographers captured the moment, and within hours the image spread like wildfire. No one knew whether it was a tribute to her, to Demet, or to the fans who never stopped believing in him. Maybe it didn't matter, because that night something changed. The narrative shifted, from scandal to strength. From the video that ruined him, to the truth that defined him. And weeks later, when a reporter asked him if he regretted what happened in Spain, he simply replied, "No, I'd rather be real for a few seconds, than fake for a lifetime." Those words hit like lightning. They became quotes, posters, even tattoos among fans. Real for a few seconds became a motto, a symbol of honesty in a world built on performance. But there was still one last twist. Months later, during an Italian magazine interview, the journalist asked one final question. "Can, if that fan was watching right now, what would you say to her?" He smiled, that quiet, nostalgic smile that only he has, and said, "I'd say, thank you, because she reminded me who I was before all of this." And just like that, the mystery that started on a sunny street in Spain ended, not with scandal, not with gossip, but with truth. The fan never spoke publicly again. The video was never officially acknowledged. But everyone who followed the story knew one thing for sure: it wasn't just about fame. It wasn't about a viral clip. It was about a man who refused to let the world erase what made him human, and while others tried to silence him, he gave the world a message it would never forget: some truths don't need permission to exist. And that's the story the media tried to bury, but the world refused to forget, because in the end, only one person saw what truly happened that day, and maybe that was enough.